An artist that could create when things break down, and that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Williams. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. Roma Dunze, the intended receiver. So that brings up 2nd down. Williams from the gun. Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, 3rd down coming up.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
3rd down, here's Williams. And it's incomplete, and that's gonna bring up 4th down.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Defense coming off that incompletion needs one more stop here on 4th. Sticking in the air, it's Williams. Pushes this one towards the sideline. He's got it, and the feet are in bounds too. They find a way to get it done against the odds here, Brock. That's 11 on 4th and 10, and it keeps this drive moving. 1st and 10 from the 41. Out of the gun, here's Williams. Pass caught by Adunze. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Working from the gun, Williams. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Greg Newsome has it. And the Browns take over after forcing the 1st turnover of this ballgame. And just like that, a really good drive is taken away with an INT.
Sure was a lot of promise on that series, right?
Yeah.
That's a small silver lining for them at the very least, but probably won't be much comfort now. And it's going to feel even worse when this quarterback watches the tape tomorrow.
Continuing to move past the 45. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Down inside the 40 now with a 1st down following that last play. Chubb on the give, headed left. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. It's a pickup of 11. And that's good for a Cleveland 1st down. And time runs out before they get the snap off. That's the end of 1. Neither side separating much so far. We're ready now for the 2nd quarter. Browns in control of it. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Out of the gun, here's Watson. To the right and pulled in by Judy. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. That tackle made by Tremaine Edmonds. 2nd and 6 coming up here. From the gun, it's Ford. And he may have just reached the edge of the red zone before going down. 3rd and 4 coming up now. From the gun, Watson. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
It's an 11-yard gain to back up the considerable gamble there on 4th down, and they move those chains. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Chased out to his right.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing he woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep him moving forward.
He has it on the QB sneak. And he's in for the touchdown. The Browns pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Deshaun Watson with the touchdown on a quarterback sneak to the end zone. The Browns keeping the offense out on the football field. They want two here. He's throwing for it. And he brings it in, so the decision to go for two looks like a good one. They've got a 14-0 lead.
I always say about the NFL game, it's a game of matchups. And that time they get the matchup they want, and they go right to it. It's a risky call throwing it for two, but that risk pays off.
And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. That's caught, Keenan Allen. And he pushes this up to midfield before going out. Would have liked to have kept that big play, but the officials and penalties say no, and it's got to come back. Now here's Williams. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Defender's not going to be thrilled. The catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
2nd and 15. Oh, this is getting ugly early. Intercepted again. Picked off by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And it's a pick six as he runs it in for the touchdown. Rookie quarterback Brock threw it away their last drive. It seemed like he might have been trying to do too much to make up for that mistake, and instead things snowball.
Yeah, these are the valuable lessons you have to learn from. You cannot be a mistake repeater. But being a rookie quarterback at Ask Peyton, he threw 28 of them his rookie year. Sometimes you just learn on the job, but you cannot repeat those kind of mistakes.
A quick chance at redemption after that pick six as it's sent away. And that kick goes out of bounds. They're going to get great field position out of this. Well, we knew it, Brock, and now they know it too. That one was on their defense. 1st and 10 from the 41. Williams will look to throw. Toward the sideline, and he's got more. And they're going to be down close to the 35 as he goes out. So we're at the 2-minute warning here from Soldier Field. The Bears trailing in the early going. Markers reset, ball at the 37. First down, Williams. Catch is made down the right sideline. They'll take that kind of passing from the rookie out of USC. He gets him the first.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Working inside the red zone. And he has the Chicago touchdown. The Bears chop some of the lead off before the half. It's a Keenan Allen touchdown. Extra point is good by Santos. And the Bears get it back to a 14-point game. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. To return, Jerome Ford. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Throwing is Watson. Makes the connection. Here's Jerome Ford. Space past the 35. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
Got to be a pretty good actor. Got to be pretty good at selling to that defense. That's a drop back pass. When you get a big play on the screen like that, boy, it's choreography by everybody on that offense.
Shotgun snap, a give to Ford. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
From the 44 here on second down. That one complete to Njoku. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Watson. Buys time, rolling right. Cut at the 10-yard line. And he's going to take this one in for the Cleveland touchdown. The Browns boat racing them to the halftime locker room. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns. It has been wash, rinse, repeat for them offensively, Brock, as, well, we all wait for this defense to find a little backbone before this becomes a runaway.
Yeah, I'm a little torn up here in this booth because you're exactly right. Offensively, this is just a machine. Surgical. Defensively, you're running the risk of being embarrassed here pretty quickly.
Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. To throw is Williams. That one's cut along the left sideline. It's a foot race. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Chicago. The Bears chop some of the lead off before the half. DJ Moore, the touchdown. Santos now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bears get it back to a 14-point game. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Here's Ford on the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. We'll see how they choose to use these final 22 seconds, Brock, of our first half. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. That tackle made by Tremaine Edmonds. The Browns take the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Working from the gun, Watson. Fits it through the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Prior to first down, they decide to call a timeout. Watson to throw it. Escapes the pocket. And that's incomplete, and it also stops the clock with just 5 seconds left.
He did exactly what he was supposed to do on that play. Felt the pressure and escapes the pocket. After that, it's on somebody downfield to get open and give him a target. No one did, and he simply has to get rid of it.
Just before halftime, we get a timeout. Take it. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Back to the air, Watson. And that one hits the ground incomplete. A single second left now on the clock.
You know, when backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
A final throw before the break. He'll get this to Tillman. Escapes a defender. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That brings us to halftime. We'll get a break as our teams make their adjustments and then return with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a little bit. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. Here's Ford on the return. And he's walloped just as he gets across the 25. What a hit. He's down shy of the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Chubb. Broke through the tackle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains. 1 play in, and already they're close to midfield. Here's Watson, 1st and 10. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything, and they just did.
Second down, Watson throwing again. That's into the hands of Moore. And he's gonna score. Touchdown, Cleveland. The Browns grow the lead coming out of halftime. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you think on the other side, defensively, they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. And he just sends it over the end zone. No threat of a return at all, but now they're going to spot the ball at the 30 to begin the drive. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Williams. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. That one goes for 31 yards and a first down when all is said and done.
You know, Kay, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Was hoping to get that one to Keenan Allen. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Williams from the gun. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive downfield. I love the call. I love pushing the ball down the field. But the windows in the throwing lanes aren't there long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be off.
Catch made by Allen. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. Offense up to the line fast. Sticking in the air, it's Williams. Taking a big shot for the end zone. And that one's picked off in the end zone, but no, incomplete, folks. He wasn't. Stay in bounds. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. They've got first down from the 31. And off to Chubb to start the drive. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Out of the gun, here's Watson. Finds him over the middle. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
A give up the middle to Ford. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. All right, here we go, second down. From the gun, Watson. He's on the move. Did not like what he was seeing, Brock, and he just hurls this one away. So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Here's Watson to the air. Completed to his running back. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Markers reset, ball at the 37. First and 10, here's Watson. Catch made left side by Judy. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with first and goal.
54! Alert! 54!
Getting up, and he will score. It's a Cleveland touchdown. The Browns lengthen the lead at the end of the third. Deshaun Watson with the touchdown. His third of the game on the ground. PAT is up and good from Hopkins. And the Browns continue piling on to this lead. Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30.
Let's go now.
Working from the gun, Williams. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped at his own side at the 49. Thankfully, only one quarter. First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield.
Here we go.
Trying to throw here out of the gun. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he takes this in. Touchdown, Chicago. The Bears putting up points in a game decided. It's a Dudes a touchdown. Bears offense, look at this. They haven't moved. They're going for two.
60 Bison, 60 Bison. Viking 18. Ready?
He's throwing for it. And the call to go for it not rewarded as the pass falls incomplete. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. He'll begin his return from the 11. His return makes it up to the 25. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Set.
They go with Chubb here. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35. It's an 8-yard pickup. Then they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
Alert, alert.
Ford straight ahead. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. They get 13 on the pickup. And that gives the Browns a first. New set of downs for him from the 46. Going to the ground again on first. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. Offense to the line for second down. Watson now. Throw reeled in by Njoku. And that will not be enough for a first down.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Throwing on third down, Watson. Got a man, it's Njoku. That's the first down, and he's still going. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there. And that's good for a Cleveland first down. Here's a counter give to Chubb. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Here's a give to Ford. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that gives the Browns a first. Here's Watson. Forced out to his right. No place to go, so he just threw it away.
Look at how well the coverage held up on that play. Even as the QB escapes the pocket and buys extra time secondary, well, they got real sticky, stay tight, and force the throwaway.
Wow, they're going to pass it here. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Working from the gun, Watson. Cut near the goal line. And he's going to take this one in for the Cleveland touchdown. The Browns keep adding to that fourth quarter lead. Now the Browns lining up for another two-point conversion try. Sticking to the air with Watson. And that one's caught. Add a couple more on to this massive, some might say insurmountable lead here in the fourth. Hopkins has it on the tee and he's ready to send it flying. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Williams to throw. That's complete. Cole Kmet. That one goes for 25 yards. And that's a Chicago first down.
Well, things weren't about to end after the first hit or the second. This tight end had a vision for what he wanted to happen after the catch, and he was going to take on all comers to try to make it a reality.
First down throw by Williams. Moore's got it. And he's stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. Williams to throw on first. Too much on that, and it sails through the end zone, incomplete.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You got to shake it off and keep on firing.
Throwing again on second, Williams. Intercepted in the end zone. Martin Emerson with the pick. And the Browns get it back after making their third first-half interception.
Red zone defense, it is a part of the practice week at least twice, Thursdays, Fridays, even tuning it up on Saturdays, because it's all about protecting in the red zone. And not only protecting points, but taking the ball away, that is a gold star effort by the defense.
He's got it inside the 25. And stop me if you've heard this before, Brock. They've scored again, and they grow that lead further.